Dad?
Come here. Jimmy. Jimmy, stay back! Jimmy, I am warning you!
The Last of Us, one of the most regarded games with a great story and great graphics. It is one of the only games to get a 10 on IGN and a 9.5 on Metacritic. It was even Game of the Year in 2013, and has already been released 3 times, with each one getting a slight upgrade. But we don't need to worry about the other versions, because I'm talking about the remake. With the enhanced graphics and overall experience.
Man, it's confusing.
You just gotta play it a couple times. It all makes sense.
And getting upgraded controls. And without further ado, let's get into the video. The prologue takes place during the initial outbreak, where we meet our protagonist Joel. Joel is from Austin, Texas, and is seemingly a single parent, caring for his daughter Sarah. Sarah is woken up during the middle of the night by the phone ringing, and on the other end is Joel's brother Tommy. Tommy sounds stressed and panicked on the phone. He tells Sarah he needs to speak to Joel, but he's cut off. Sarah, naturally concerned by her uncle's demands, searches the house for her father Joel. She eventually finds him, and he's fending off an infected. He turns to Sarah and tells her to get ready to leave. With Tommy now in town, we drive to the city and we witness chaos erupting around us. This is when we learn that people are becoming infected at this point, but we don't know why or how. Suddenly we're hit by a car and we're forced to make the rest of the way on foot. This part was great to play, and you could really feel an upgrade from the original PS3 version. After making our way through the panic and chaos, we run into a soldier. The soldier shoots Sarah, because this is a video game and nothing ever nice happens. Tommy arrives and manages to shoot the soldier before he can kill Joel. However, it's too late for Sarah, who dies in her father's arms. Flash forward 20 years later, Joel is still alive and now living in Boston, and making his living via smuggling. We discover the world is made up of quarantine zones, which people live in order to keep out the infected. Joel's smuggling enterprise is helped by his partner in crime, Tess. They track down an arms dealer called Robert, who owes them weapons. It is revealed that Robert instead sold the weapons to an independent military group known as the Fireflies. We meet one of the leaders of the group called Marlene, who promises to double the amount of guns we are owed. If we take on a job for her, we take the job, and it turns out it's quite simple. We have to escort a 14-year-old girl called Ellie to a nearby drop-off point. Whilst transporting the cargo, Tess and Joel discover that Ellie has been bitten by the infected. Ellie is like, "Nah bro, it's actually okay, I was bitten 3 weeks ago," and people usually turn within a day or 2. We learn because of this, Ellie's immune to the infection. That's why she's of so much importance to the Fireflies. They believe that she could be the key to finding the cure. Upon arriving at the meeting point, we discover the Fireflies who were meant to meet us are now dead after being killed by soldiers. Joel's problems become worse when Tess reveals she was bitten. In an emotional but predictable cutscene, Tess sacrifices herself to allow Joel and Ellie time to escape and continue their search for the Fireflies. Joel is fairly dismissive and cold towards Ellie. However, he reluctantly continues with her. His new plan is to find Tommy, his brother, who used to be a Firefly, who might know how he can find them. Ellie and Joel soon run into 2 brothers, Henry and Sam, who are also trying to make their way across the city. We join forces for the rest of the journey. The 4 of them make camp in an old radio station. We finally see a human element of Joel, who shares some pre-apocalypse stories. Ellie and Sam bond, and it is revealed that Sam has been bitten, but hasn't told anyone about it. The next morning, Ellie goes to ask Sam how many eggs he wants for breakfast, before discovering he has turned overnight. Before Joel can react, Henry pops his little brother in the head. Overcome by the grief and the loss of his brother, Henry then shoots himself. After a few months of travelling, we now find ourselves in Wyoming near Joel's brother's camp. Coincidentally, whilst travelling, we run into Tommy at the power plant. After conversing, Tommy asks Joel to allow him to take Ellie to the Fireflies. Joel agrees, but without Joel knowing, Ellie heard the entire conversation and manages to escape. Joel tracks Ellie down and the two argue. Joel is beginning to form somewhat of a bond with Ellie, who reminds him of his daughter, Sarah. Joel then decides to take Ellie to the Fireflies himself, and Tommy tells him that they're at the University of Eastern Colorado. The duo then ride there on horseback. Once we get there, we find no sign of the Fireflies. The only thing that is left is a recording stating that they have moved to St. Mary's Hospital. Before leaving, Joel finds himself impaled on a spike after a short fight. Ellie managed to get Joel to safety. Although he's in a very bad way, we time jump to winter, and Ellie is still nursing an injured Joel whilst hunting for food. She runs into a guy named David. The duo fight together in order to survive a horde of infected. Before agreeing to trade, Ellie's hunted deer for medicine for Joel. Ellie then gives the medicine to Joel before she is then captured by David's people. Turns out that David leads a group of crazy cannibals. Brilliant. The medicine begins to work and Joel wakes up to realise Ellie is missing. Although still severely wounded, he heads off to find her and he stumbles across David's men. After he tortures two of the men, he learns of Ellie's location. He then kills the two men. Damn Joel, that's cold. We then see Ellie is forced onto a table. But before anything can happen, she reveals to David and his men that she has been bitten and is infected. Not knowing of her immunity, the group begins to panic, allowing Ellie time to escape. This eventually leads to a showdown between Ellie and David within a burning restaurant. Ellie, no longer the meek 14-year-old we met her to start the game, brutally murders David with a machete. Ellie and Joel are soon reunited and their trail of the Fireflies leads them to Salt Lake City. Whilst travelling to the hospital, they make their way through an abandoned zoo. In a breathtaking cutscene, we see a herd of giraffes still roaming around. Ellie and Joel have a heart-to-heart at this point, and Joel tells her that if she wants to, she can live peacefully with him and Tommy and his people, instead of being experimented on by the Fireflies. Ellie says, given all they've been through and all the people who have died for her, it can't all be for nothing. They continue and reach the hospital, but the entrance is submerged in water. Ellie falls in and almost drowns. Before Joel can save her, after doing so, the Fireflies arrive and knock Joel out. He wakes up in a hospital room and is greeted by Marlene. She thanks Joel for completing his mission and explains that Ellie is being prepared for surgery. Marlene continues to explain that in order to extract what might help them find a cure, Ellie will probably die during the surgery. Joel managed to fight his way past the Fireflies to Ellie, who is on the top floor of the hospital. Ellie is still unconscious and Joel shoots one of the doctors before escaping with Ellie to the parking lots, where he is intercepted by Marlene. She pleads with Joel to reconsider and think about how many people's lives may be saved by Ellie's sacrifice. Joel refuses and shockingly shoots Marlene in order to prevent the Fireflies from following him and Ellie. Ellie wakes up shortly after whilst in a car on the way back to Tommy's camp. She is confused and asks Joel what happened. Joel lies and claims that the Fireflies have discovered many people who were immune just like Ellie, but their experiments didn't lead to any cures, so they had given up. On the final stretch to Tommy's camp, Ellie stops Joel and asks him to swear that what he says about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
And that is the end of The Last of Us. If you like more videos like this, please hit subscribe. But right now, I'm off to begin The Last of Us Part 2. And let me know in the comments what sort of gaming related videos you would like to see next.